So today I'm going to be talking about how to conduct a site visit and the best way possible to convert the most deals. So to start off with is the prep before the visit. So this is usually 24 hours before. What you want to do is just confirm with the customer that they are obviously going to be at their home, that all decision makers are present, that they have their bills and stuff ready so that you can do an analysis, that you've packed your kit because you don't want to last minute try and pack your kit and then you're missing something and then forget all of that sort of stuff, or make sure that your sales guys are doing that. There you have the arrival and introduction. What we typically see works the best is setting the frame strong. So thanks for having me. Just so you know what to expect, the site survey will take 30 to 40 minutes. This is just an example, by the way. I'll need to check the loft, boiler and insulation, take some measurements around the property and ask a couple quick questions about your energy usage. Once I'm done, I'll give you a quick summary of the findings and explain the next steps. Does that sound okay? So just give them a summary of the appointment and what it is going to entail. And the reason for this is because it makes you come across as an organized professional. It therefore builds trust and shows that you're a trusted advisor in the process. So from here, you're either going to have doorstop objections or they're just going to let you straight into the house. If you have doorstop objections, there's usually a bit of anxiety around what they're thinking. So the main thing here is just to understand what their concern is, truthfully, because people might dress it up as something else to be polite. But what you really want is the real answer, because that's going to help you in the long run with this sales process. Don't ever tell someone if your intentions are the same as theirs and your thoughts are the same as theirs. You need to be completely aligned throughout the whole process. Important when it comes to objections. The key here as well is to write a list down of potential reservations that they might have and to be prepared with them before. And then for the sales guys to be practicing these scenarios repetitively. Situation that they ultimately don't let you into their home, which is very rare. As soon as they agree to the site survey, they'll probably just rather let you round and then never speak to you again. That's probably the right alternative. Unless you really don't come across as a professional, then they probably wouldn't let you in their house. I would try and understand exactly why they felt that like they couldn't let you in the house, and I would get a third party to do that. So if you were the person that wasn't let in the house, then put your ego to the side and let one else speak to that person and the real reason why they didn't let you in. I would recommend a callback from another person, like I said before, to get that feedback. And the way that you can frame it is, we're always looking for feedback on ways that we can improve our customer service. Is there anything that we could have potentially done at all? Or just ask for general feedback. So let's say the objection's handled or they just let you straight in. Then you want to confirm that all of the decision makers are present. The reason we do this is because a lot of people like to get on the day of arriving, and you want to decide pretty early on how you're going to structure your site survey so that and prime the sales process for when you're going to pitch. You basically just want to say, are you the sole owner of the home, or do you have your husband or wife? Or they will just let you know. If the other person isn't available, then I would understand that you probably have to come back to pitch them both and then organize that time to pitch them both. So then you can change the frame at the end where you say, oh, okay, I need to go back and run some numbers and then I can come back with a bespoke proposal for you guys. And then when would be a good time for you both, this Saturday or something like that. Here, decision makers are all going to be present or they're not. If they're not, then you can delay the quotation for a follow-up appointment. But if they are both there, then you want to start building rapport, building a good relationship. The number one thing that's helped us with our sales and what we've seen that's helped the installers that we work with their clients is going to meet them in person, number one, which is nice, but developing a good relationship with them at the end of the day. If they like you as a person, are going to be 10 times more likely to work with you than if they don't. And I've even had some people work with me because they liked me in general. And the leads wasn't a massive issue, but they just wanted to work with us. Let me talk about this a little bit more. Number one is you want to make sure that they are more comfortable with you. And it's because of the reasons that I just mentioned. So come across as a trusted professional. It starts with smart clothing, logos, show badge as soon as you arrive, that sort of thing. Come across as an authority in the way that you appear and present yourself to the customer. The next up is the explaining the process that takes place, like I said before. Asking for permission at each stage so that you can show them that you respect their home. offer to remove your shoes in their home. Keep it light-hearted with them so you can have jokes and all that sort of stuff. Find points of relatability with them. So if you see that they have a dog or a specific picture with their whole family, or you can see what they are passionate about. A lot of people show their passions, what they have in their home, if that makes sense. So let's say, for example, they have a Lego fetish. You can just see that they have Lego everywhere. Then if you mention it and seem like you're into that as well, then that's going to build a lot of rapport with them. Find some sort of ability there, and you're going to be smashing it. And then diffuse all objections before the rebuttal. So let's say we get to the objection stage and you're pitching them, and then they're like, I have these reservations. Let's say they have, I need to speak to my partner. Okay, what's your partner going to say? That comes across as really offensive. You want to be a diffuser of the objection first, and back with your rebuttal so they understand that you see their point of view. So completely understand you have to speak to your partner. I would do the same as well. What do you think they would think about this? Have you guys spoken about this before? And then you can organise a future date for you to meet them both or whatever. But diffusing the objections before your rebuttal, that keeps them comfortable. That keeps a good vibe. And then number 8 is keep your tone spot on. So you want to just sound like a professional through your tone. Now, next up is safety access, property inspection, and suitability analysis. You're the professional. You guys know how to do that. I'm here to talk about the sales process. And at this point, they either qualify or they don't qualify. If they don't qualify, then I would brief them on the situation, obviously, that you guys would as well. But what a lot of people don't do is they often don't ask for a referral at this stage, which is really key. And it's going to get you a lot more installs. So 99% of people never ask for referrals. The ones who do get great results. And I know that because we do as well. It's simple, and you can follow this framework. Based on a survey today, your property isn't a fit for solar or whatever the service is. If you refer a friend, family member, or neighbor, they install, we will send you £500 once it's completed. Is there anyone that comes to mind? And you can just put that on them. Oh yeah, potentially this person. Okay. And then the key with the referral is that you want to get that information there and there. Okay, do you want to make a call to them now? Or do you want me to just take their number and I can give them a call? You can either do that, or you can get them to create a group chat. But you want to get that information. You want to get their phone number there and there, basically. Let's say they do qualify for the service, then you want to show them through. This will be in a following video that I do on how to create a presentation that overcomes objections before they come up, and that sells. So stay tuned for that. If this is on a social channel, follow me on that as well. And then from there, you want to show them the package which suits their needs the best. So pick out the highest tier package that you can justify with their property type, and I would lead with that one. From there, you want to do an assumptive close. So everything looks great on our end. The next step from here is to book in the installation. What date works best for you? And then let them come back with their rebuttal. From here, you have the objection stage. It will 99% of the time, you'll have objections. This is the key with all objections. You just want to be prepared beforehand with the objection so you understand what's going to come up and you're not surprised by the objection. Because the last thing you want is to go to a site survey, get to the pitch, all that sort of stuff. You spent money to get there through the marketing, through the site survey and all that sort of stuff. And they give you an objection at the end, which you just didn't prepare for. And if you did prepare for it, it might just wipe away the concern completely. Because what I can tell you from sales is that objections are 99% of the time just false, unless they're actually not interested in what you have to provide. If they are genuinely interested in what you have to provide, then objections are false 99% of the time. Because I can tell you now that I've had clients who said no to me 5, 6, 7, 8 times before they finally said yes. And that's because I was persistent. And if you're persistent, it's going to get you much better results. But also, if I just came more prepared with objections the first time, then they probably would have trusted me more and then gone ahead sooner. So it could have saved me time overall. Objections might be general hesitation. So they just need to deconstruct their thoughts and that will usually be fine. So what I would do is I'd take the therapist approach and just deconstruct their thoughts around their hesitation. You can usually see what they are thinking over what they're saying. So someone might be saying something, but you can see that they mean something else through their body language, through their tone, etc. So if you can sense general hesitation, then you just want to deconstruct their thoughts, assure them that you're not to pressure them into anything, but you just want to understand their point of view. Next up is speak to the spouse. So this should have been pre-handled with, are both of you guys home? If you ask that properly, then at the end it shouldn't really be an issue. But if they say that when those two are there, I think we need to have a chat about it. Yeah, perfect. What I'll do is I'll just pop out to the car. I need to make a couple of phone calls anyway, and then I can just come back in and we can have just a quick chat around what you want to do. I don't know when I can come back to do another appointment because we are so stacked out with installs. So the best time will be for today. And you can just get that clear with them. You can just let them make a quick decision on whether or not they would want to go ahead with it. And then when you come back, oh no, we don't want to go ahead. Perfect. You got the answer on the spot. You got a chance to rebuttal it. From there, you have pricing concern. So they might say, this is too high or whatnot. If you went in with the highest package first, you can potentially negotiate a lower package. If that lower package isn't either, then you're on the finance route or payment plan route and get that over the line. You could potentially even go to finance first with the higher package if that is a bigger earner for yourselves. Next up is wants another quote. So number one is just ask what they would want to see from the competitor, so you can see if you can get a real objection and what they are potentially, what their reservations are with you. If there's no budge, ask them to promise to let you know feedback on the competitor's price and presentation. Hopefully, once they get the other quote, they'll realize that you guys carried your process out the best way possible and that the other person wasn't as professional. And it's very easy to do that as well. It just takes a good site survey process, which is intentionally mapped out like I've done here. Doesn't take long at all. And your site survey will become 10 times better. And if they get another quote, they're going to see the difference night and day. And they will remember that as well. And the thing that they will remember is who they built the best relationship with, who came across as the most trusted advisor, who came across with the smoothest approach. From here, it will either end badly or they will be closed or you'll go into a short-term nurture sequence. It usually never ends badly. It usually be diffused nicely, but if it ends badly, it's usually an ego problem from yourself. Short-term nurture sequence. This is pretty simple. So they basically say they need time or something like that. Then you want to go down the route of doing a follow-up sequence. So on the day, you want to send a follow-up email and SMS, just reassuring that they're there to give them as much information as they need. Maybe give them a week, get a feedback touch point. So maybe you could do this from a third party so that it's unbiased. You want to give them a call and understand, hey, no, we came last week or whatnot. Usually people sign on the dotted line on the day. Just wanted to get your feedback on why we didn't end up going ahead that day. And you can get some feedback on why they didn't go ahead. I would also get feedback if they did go ahead as well, because you can understand what about your company did people like and that sort of thing. Next up is the check-in with personalized value. So you want to understand, first of all, their objection from their feedback, and then you can follow up with a tailored approach based on the feedback. Really key because you can understand their main reservation. And if you do understand their main reservation, then you can overcome it. But if you don't understand it at all, then you're in a bad situation. From here, let's say they close. Next up, the next two things is what people never really do or rarely do, set you apart massively from the competitors. Number one is asking for a referral. So for example, who would be looking to save on energy costs too. We actually pay out 500 to you for every person who also gets an install. And I'll do this just after they get closed because they're feeling good about their purchase, that they signed, all that sort of stuff. Ask them for a referral there and there. Do you know anyone else who could also benefit from our services as well? And then from there, you want to get the social proof. So this is going to be covered in another video as well. So if you're not already following, make sure you follow.